Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Blue Jackets. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin, and joining me tonight, we have my co host, Hefty Duck. And like we always do, we always invite people to come on the show. Whether if they actually come on or not, that's a different story. They do, that's cool. If not, oh well, there's always next time. A lot of stuff going on in the Blue Jackets world that we have to talk about. Three games have been played since the last show. The Blue Jackets won two of those. They beat Pittsburgh 6-2. They lost to Montreal 5-1. And they beat the Boston Bruins 5-1. We're going to talk about all those games, the good, the bad, and everything else in between. There is some Kent Johnson news to share. The way things are going, it sounds like he's about to come back from injury and play for the Blue Jackets. We're going to talk about that. There are some highlights from some of the games that the Blue Jackets have played recently that I like, and I'm going to show it to you. Elvis Merzlikins is fun. Matthew Olivier is fun. Why are they fun? We are going to talk about that. The Blue Jackets have a new Behind the Battle. You should go check that out. And so much more. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Welcome in. I'm just finishing up my We Are Live posts. If you're an audio listener and you want to watch us live, you gotta, I guess, pay attention to our schedule a little bit. It's changed just a tiny bit this last week. Normally we're Wednesday nights at 6 p.m., but tonight we're Tuesday at 7 p.m. And also we're going to be doing that next week as well. So, to our usual viewers, welcome in, welcome back. We appreciate you as always. What I was saying to the audio listeners, feel free to come watch us live. We're broadcast live on Twitter and YouTube right now. We're going to broadcast live on Facebook. Unfortunately, the new page we started doesn't have enough followers yet for us to stream from it. But in any case, don't forget to hit them buttons wherever you're watching from and whatnot. So we appreciate it. It's been an action-packed week this last week.
What up, Yam? Let's fucking go! Yeah!
What's up, man?
What's up, boys?
Long time no see. Welcome in.
Let's fucking go. This is
just going over the news
back on the show
a little bit. We'll get to you here in a bit too. Lost my train of thought there a bit. But following social media, something like that. It's whatever. We appreciate every little bit that we get from anybody. But yeah, action-packed week this last week. We had 3 games to talk about, which is awesome. The Blue Jackets finally broke their losing streak, and they broke it in a fantastic way. That was pretty nuts the way that everything happened. Let's just jump in and start talking about the games real quick. We'll talk about Kent Johnson, and then we have some other fun stuff here later in the episode. But I'll just give you a little quick rundown of some stats, and then we'll talk a little bit about the game too. So one thing I wanted to note, the Blue Jackets last Thursday, 11:15, they beat the Penguins 6-2 at home. Going into this game, the Blue Jackets had a six game losing streak, 5 of those games being on the road, and I think they had a 7-game road losing streak as well, which they then broke last night. But in any case, they finally broke the losing streak, and 6-2, you can't get too mad about that. The game started off hot for the Blue Jackets. They scored 2 in the first. Penguins scored 1. And Zach Werenski got a power play goal in the first, and then Michael Bunting got a power play goal to tie it up in the second. Then Olivier got the lead back, and then the third period just got away from the Penguins. There was I don't know if they're just ran out of steam. It looked like how the Blue Jackets played in the previous game, and their loss to I'm blanking so bad on who they played that night. But in any case, because it's been I believe I heard Steve Mears say it's feast or famine for the Blue Jackets right now, which I mean they're either outscoring them like 5-1, 6-1, 6-2, or they're getting outscored 1-6, 1-2, something like that. So oh yeah, they lost the Kraken and the Ducks and then the Kings and the Sharks and the Caps and the Jets. But anyway, they broke it finally. Points leaders for the game. This is pretty cool. So the guy who won the donkey hat for the night was Dmitry Voronkov. For those of you unfamiliar with that, that is what the Blue Jackets are giving out to the first star of the game, or like the team's like MVP, who they decide. The donkey hat comes from Johnny Gaudreau calling people donkeys a lot, so they switched it up from the Kepi. Anyway, he had 1 goal, 1 assist. His first game back, right? I think that was his first game back or second, but and he only had 14 minutes, 20 seconds on the ice, 18 shifts. He did a lot with little, but and then that short amount of time, he had 5 shots. So 2 points for him. Sean Monahan also got 2 points because he got 2 assists. And Zach Rowensky also got 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist. Something I wanted to note is that 15 players that game had points. 15. That is all but like the only people who didn't have any points, any assists or anything was Sean Crowley, Mikhail Putia, and Jordan Harris. Well, besides Elvis Merzlikins, right? But you don't see that very often from the Blue Jackets. And once again, they dominated in the shots, and this was like the big reason why they were able to score a lot towards the end, because Pittsburgh's goaltender was fine. You know, it's like when we saw. Sometimes we see it as Blue Jackets fans. Elvis or Tarasov gets just get peppered repeatedly, and they'll save like 38 shots. But if they shoot 39 at you, you're just shit out of luck. And once again, the Blue Jackets had 39 shots, so they had gotten 40 shots in some of the previous games they got, even ones they lost. So it's pretty neat. Nothing else major. Penalty minutes, everything else was pretty even other than that. But yeah, that's the stats from the game for the most part. What did you fellas think of the game? William, did you get to watch it? If not, though, do you have any questions about it?
I did get to watch last night's game.
I'm talking about
briefly.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, we're talking about. I'm sorry. I'm all over the
Pittsburgh.
place. I did watch that game briefly. I was working, so I was just
right.
checking.
Yeah, and that's why I
I was at work, and I was getting hype at work. You can ask any of my coworkers. I went from being in like a depressing mood because we don't like work to I was hype. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, no, that's dope.
Yeah. So I have a criticism, and I'm just going to say it now. It's nothing against the Blue Jackets. They didn't do anything wrong. It's more of a criticism of ESPN Plus, because they say, hey, you can pay us money and you can watch out of market games. Well, perfect for me because I like the Blue Jackets, but I don't live in Ohio. So I can't turn on the TV and watch the Blue Jackets play. So I use ESPN Plus to watch the Blue Jackets, and it's awesome and it works great. And I've used it many times when I'm out and about on, if I'm in Florida, or if I'm, I was in Minnesota to see the Wild play and they played. And so I watched the Blue Jackets play against Nashville up there. And I visited my family in Wisconsin, and I've watched the Blue Jackets play up there using it. So it's perfect. But then you pull this idiotic nonsense where you say, hey, pay us money and you can watch out-of-market games. And then you say, well, actually, yeah, but no, because it's on NHL Network. You can't use it. But then it's like, oh, shit. And then it's like, oh, the hotel I was at down in Florida did not have NHL Network. So it's like, well, thanks, guys. I didn't get to watch it. That was really stupid. So that's just a minor criticism that I have, which is don't say pay us money and you can watch out of market games and you turn around and say, yeah, but no, if it's on NHL Network. That is so stupid, and you need to knock it off with that shit. Just stop it. Just stop it. So I'm glad that the Blue Jackets won 6-2. I still think it would have been nice if I would have been able to watch that game, but that's besides the point. But based on talking to Hefty Duck and some of my other Columbus friends and just seeing what was going on Twitter after the game, I was able to put some bits and pieces together. And the basic idea that I got is basically this, is that it was a competitive game, 2-1 after 1, 3-2 after 2, and then the Blue Jackets just kind of blew it wide open in the third by scoring 3 goals, make it 6-2, and you win. And generally speaking, you played a pretty good game. And people saying that, oh, they played hard, they worked their ass off. And that's basically what I've said this multiple times on multiple shows, which is that when the Blue Jackets are good this season, when they've won games, it's because they worked their ass off, they worked hard, they grinded it out, and they just made their other team's life hell by just working harder than them. That set them up for success, to where no other team was going to beat them, because they would just tire out the other team by just outworking them, being aggressive, grind it out, work your ass off, and just shots on net. And based off what I've read, that's basically what sounds like that's basically what happened. So credit to the Blue Jackets for getting back to their game and getting a big win against Pittsburgh. There are 2 goals from that game that I do want to show. One is the Zach Werenski goal, which was awesome. And Voronkov scored a goal in there, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And
you'll show him now?
Yeah, and I'll show him now.
Sweet.
And it's a goal that Voronkov, only he and maybe like 1 or 2 other guys on the Blue Jackets could score that type of goal. So, first things first, this is the Zach Werenski goal. It's on the power play. And 2 things I like about this. Yegor Chinakhov with an awesome, kind of behind the back pass thing to set it up. And then Werenski, he just slap shot, just blows it right by the goalie. Pittsburgh's goalie had no chance on it. It was just awesome. So, I'm going to pull up, and here it is. Wait a minute. That's wait a minute. Where? Oh, that makes it. Where did
Technical difficulties.
Where did it go? Okay, we got this. We got this.
You said something about how they were able to tire out their opponents a lot better in that game too. I mean, that's something that they weren't able to do on the road. I don't know what was getting to them. Now, to be fair, they had to travel, one, and then also some of those games started at 10 p.m. our time in the East Coast. That's late. I mean, it's still they're jet lagged still, I'm sure.
You know what?
At some point. So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting, because on the road they looked a little bit more slow.
Here it is. All right.
It's the 5-game losing streak.
We got it. All right.
So can you keep that a little bit lower? Thank you.
All right. Here it is. All right. Blue Jackets on the power play, and Yegor Chinakhov with an awesome goal, awesome pass to set up a goal. Werenski blows it by Pittsburgh goalie. No chance. So here it is.
Monahan's going to be in front of the net. Marchenko's going to be in the bumper position. And then Fantilli is going to be off to Werenski's right.
So a completely different formation, and the puck is on the stick of Zach Werenski. Chinakhov, Werenski, drive. He scores!
It's lagging really bad for me.
What a blast from Werenski to make it 2-0 Jackets. He Werenski's usually net front, but Fantilli's going to go off to this side. Here he goes. So look at Werenski. Play, catch, get it back on a nice little pass, and he just unloads. There's actually no one in front of the net there. There's no screen here.
Behind the back,
It goes
the
through
Z is
Jari's
up in the
own
top.
defender.
Oof.
You see Monahan is stuck on the other side of the net. And Jari just
Man,
can't
he
keep
had
up
him
with that
confused
through the
so
defender.
bad.
There's a great
Can you
look
mute it
at
now, please?
As Achari tries to play goaltender, but not really. Monahan's going to be in front of the net. Marchenko's going
Okay.
So I'll pause this so you can see it, but just look at this awesome pass that Yegor Chinakhov makes. You'll see it's coming up pretty quick here.
Like, who thinks of that like so quick? Also, it's still kind of lagging pretty bad on my end. Like, I can't see the video very well. It's just like stuttering. But so make sure you share the video to our page if you get a chance. Hey, we got a comment here. Hey, if you too would like to leave a comment, if you're watching us live, feel free wherever you're watching from, Twitter or YouTube. You can talk to us during the stream. We'll answer some questions. If you want to derail the conversation, we don't care. We're cool with it. And anyway, Madigan says, hey guys, what's up, Madigan? Thanks for joining us again. We always appreciate your presence. But yeah.
So I paused it right here, and as you can see, Chinakhov's got the puck. He's going to do a little sweet backhand pass to Werenski, and he's going to blow it by the goalie. But it's not exactly easy because he does kind of have a guy right by him, so that makes it even cooler. So awesome pass to set up a goal. So here it is. Boom.
Damn.
You'll
so crazy how close to people that the puck will get, and yet it still just slides past them somehow. Like, oh, we got another comment from Madigan. She says, casually just met Adam Fantilli again. Nice. Adam Fantilli is a nice guy. But right on. Well, you want to move on to the next goal here, Kev?
So, William, do you have any thoughts on this goal?
What a goal. That's all I have to say. Look at that. Pass.
So watch Chinakhov here. Whoop.
Don't forget we have the audio listeners.
Okay.
My
so
dog.
Chinakhov, kind of like a backhand pass thing, and it's just awesome to Zach Werenski.
Got it.
Boop. And just blows it by the goal. So overall, good play. Chinakhov, awesome pass. Werenski just blows it by the goalie, no chance. Just awesome. Anyways, on to the next goal. It's a Dmitry Voronkov goal. And this is a goal that probably Voronkov and maybe one or two other guys on the Blue Jackets probably score, because Voronkov just uses his 6'5", 227 body to his advantage and just, basically box out the other dude and just gets the goal in there. And it's just awesome. Here it is.
I'm still seeing the Pittsburgh clip up.
There we go.
There you go.
Hang on a sec here.
You can back up a little bit.
All right. So here it is. Here's the goal right here.
You can turn the audio back on again. Oh, I guess it's not capturing audio. It's doing that thing again. Anyway, so we'll try to describe it for the audio listeners here. Once again, this video is a little bit laggy for me. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but yeah. Is that Jari?
Yeah.
In net for Pitt?
I think so.
Anyway, I'm kind of having a hard time seeing what's going on here.
It's all right. Shot from up high, kind of goes down low. Severson passes up high. Eventually, puck goes down gets shot towards the net, and Voronkov just uses his body to just kind of squeeze in there and scores that I don't think, probably more likely than not, other people probably can't do what he just did. Maybe, but there it is, and he's going to score right there, and he's going to use his big body to his advantage.
Cool. All right. So nice to have Voronkov back from injury. Was missing him out there on the ice a little bit this year. I mean, he hadn't got to play. So that the last game he got to play was actually a preseason game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And unfortunately, he got injured before the season even started. So good to see him back. But, all right, well, let's move on to the next game. Because next game is not quite as so happy cheery as this one, unfortunately.
And, it just comes down. It just comes down to this.
Let me give you some stats about it real quick.
Yeah.
So once again, the Blue Jackets, they stayed with them in the first period. Mike Madden scored, but it was 1-0 going in the second. Then here's something good that happened in the game. Dante Fabro scored his first goal as a Columbus Blue Jacket. He's a defenseman that they picked up here recently. And then Nick Suzuki scored and made it 2-1 Montreal. Whatever happened in the locker room, I don't know. Who knows if they just came out tired. Traveling really gets to them because this was their 7th road loss in a row. And in the third period, Montreal comes. They hold them to 2-1 for quite a while, but as soon as that first goal from Montreal came in and made it 3-1, they just seemed like they fell off. It looked like kind of what happened with Blue Jackets against Pittsburgh. And so then Jake Evans scored a goal like 2 minutes after Lucas Condata, and then Josh Anderson finished it off with a deflected shot, 5-1 Montreal. It's very, very rough. Only 2 players from the Blue Jackets had points that game. Zach Werenski had an assist, and Fabro had the goal. So I don't know what to really say about this. I mean, the stats speak for themselves, really. Even just the goals, like obviously it got away from towards the end. The penalties really got away from even both teams at certain times because they're let's see, first period Montreal had 1 penalty, Blue Jackets had 3. Second period, Blue Jackets 1, Montreal 1. And then in the third period, Montreal had 3 and Blue Jackets had 1. And that's, I mean, both. So Montreal did score 1 power play goal. They were 1 for 4, but Blue Jackets are 0 for 4. Their penalty kill has been a lot better than their power play. That's just been how it is. Nothing else major. So the Blue Jackets had a ton of giveaways. That really hurt them a lot there. That just blew it in the third period.
Yeah, and that's just what it was. It's just honest, kind of the Pittsburgh game in a sense that, competitive game. It's 2-1. Dante Fabro gets his first goal with the Blue Jackets, and it's just a slap shot from the point where he just blows it right by Montreal's goal. Montembeault had no chance on it. And good goal by Dante Fabro. And in the third period, it just, it just fell apart. So, whereas if the Pittsburgh game, I'd say that was like 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
They, because they score 6 goals, they win. They, generally speaking, you play pretty good, but minus giving up 2 goals. You did give up 5 penalties to the Penguins, and they did score on 1 of those. But generally speaking, that was pretty good. So 8 out of 10, because you won that game and you won 6 goals. You get 6 goals. This one for me was like a 3 out of 10.
2 out of 10 for me, man.
This
was rough to watch.
Because moments where you look good, Fabro gets a goal, and then for whatever reason, you just kind of poop your pants there in the third period. And that was that was the end of that. So just so it is what it is. But credit to the Blue Jackets for coming back in the next game and playing pretty
Hell
good.
yeah.
But before we get to that, William, did you see any of that game against Montreal? Do you have any thoughts about it or anything?
I didn't get to see it, but I saw the stats, and like what Lance said, just look at the stats, stats don't lie. It was a rough game, and there's not really much to say on the fact that it's upsetting that we had what'd you say, 7 straight road losses?
Yeah.
But I mean, you also brought a valid point with the whole there's like travel,
Yeah.
but
What's
also
going
like
on there?
you kind of signed up for it when you
Right.
joined the
Sure.
league,
Sure.
if that
I
makes
get that.
sense.
Yeah. I know, Dean Evison, I'm paraphrasing it here, but he basically kind of like poo-pooed the whole back-to-back thing. And like, I'm paraphrasing it, but it was something along the lines of like, oh, if you can't get up to play hockey, then like, what are you doing, or something like that.
Yeah.
That may be right or wrong, but I think that's what he was trying to get at there. And there's some truth to that. But I also do think that there is some truth to it, that the back-to-back thing is a real thing. It does make it harder. Some teams do struggle with that.
And it's as hard for your head as it is your body.
Yes.
Like
some teams do struggle with that. Some teams handle it better. It's just, it's just how it is. And it's one thing, and let's just say you play a game, in Detroit one night, and then then the next day you got a game and back home in Columbus. Like, yeah, the back-to-back thing is a real thing, and that is an issue, but it's not as big of an issue compared to what they did, which is you play a game in Columbus, then you got to get on a plane, fly to another country, in Montreal, which is in Canada. That's a whole different thing. That does make it a little bit more difficult. But, William is right. That is something you do have to deal with. Some teams handle it better. Some teams don't handle it better as much. It is what it is. It's something in the middle about the whole back-to-back thing. It is an issue, but sometimes people make it out bigger than what it actually, is.
right. I mean, they're professional athletes at the highest level of their sport, conditioned to the highest level of any other hockey players. So there is an expectation, and unfortunately just fell short here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about last night's. Let's do something happy here. Do something a little bit happy here, because last night absolutely knocked my freaking socks off. Because I mean, I don't know what to expect. You see him come out and do 6-2 against Pittsburgh, and then 5-1 against Montreal, losing that game. Like Steve Mears said, I already said it earlier in the podcast, feast or famine. It's either they're the ones scoring 6 or the other team is. And Boston hasn't been doing so hot this year. In fact, I got something funny to share here. Well, funny, but something to share here a little bit into this description. So first period started off great for the Blue Jackets. Matthew Olivier had a fight against Jeffrey Veal. I don't know how to say your name. Sorry. They both got penalties for that. And then a few minutes later, Dmitry Voronkov got his 3rd goal of the season on a backhand shot. About 5 minutes in the game, 1-0 for the Blue Jackets. And then during a penalty kill, just a little bit later, I believe Zach Werenski got called for hooking. Matthew Olivier, on a shorthanded attempt, gets the goal. I feel like I've seen the Blue Jackets get more shorthanded points this year than I have for the past 3 to 5 seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like in Cole Sillinger, I think he's got at least one of them. And anyway, another backhand shot. So I forget who was in goal for Boston, but they're having a tough night there too with the backhands. And that wasn't it. With just about 30 seconds left in the period, James Van Riemsdyk gets his 3rd goal of the season on a wrist shot to end the period 3-0. absolutely sick. Boston did strike coming out, so this is where the penalties kind of affected the Blue Jackets, and I'll get into that here in a little bit too. Charlie Coyle scored with an assist from Brazu. Dude, I don't know how to pronounce some of these names, but an assist from Mason Lohrei. That's the point I was getting at. Ohio State legend Mason Lohrei playing against the Blue Jackets. And that was the only goal for the second period. So it goes 3-1 into the third period. And Justin Danforth, who has been a workhorse this season, he's getting so many more minutes too. Even if there weren't injuries of other people, specifically right now, Boone Jenner, if there were, he would still be getting some massive playing time because he has been doing awesome. I absolutely love seeing the way he's been playing. He scored his third goal of the season on another shorthanded goal attempt, like 2 in one game. That was absolutely sick. I believe that they were shorthanded because of an interference call against Matthew Olivier. Is what it is. So that wasn't it. Blue Jackets weren't happy 4-1. So just about 6 minutes left to play. Yegor Chinakhov, one of my all-time favorites this season. Love watching that guy play. With an assist from Sean Monahan, made it 5-1, which is how it ended. I mentioned the penalties a little earlier. The Boston was 1 for 6 power plays. 1 for 6. The Blue Jackets gotta watch themselves sometimes on some of those because, I mean, you get up against a team like the Oilers, like with full McDavid. Now the Oilers haven't been doing super hot. I understand that, but their power play was really good, especially with McDavid on it. And you can't just give teams power play opportunities like that. Just chill a little bit. The fighting one, cool with. You both got penalties, no big deal. Boston just looks kind of weak this year, though, too. Didn't have near as many hits. Dude, the Blue Jackets players had 21 blocked shots, though. Boston players only had 10. That can be a huge difference to your goaltender. And also, Boston had a bunch of giveaways, too. But, yeah, that's a little bit of breakdown of the stats. Once again, so I mentioned that in the Pittsburgh game, 15 Blue Jackets players had points, and this one, 10 different Blue Jackets players had points. Points leader for the night was Sean Monahan with 2 assists, Cole Sillinger with an assist, Voronkov, Danforth, JVR, Olivier, Chinakhov, all with goals. Adam Fantilli with an assist. And Werenski and Fabro both with assists as well. So, stellar night. Elvis had 29 of 28 saves, 28 of 29 saves. I don't fucking know. For a 966 save percentage. Fantastic night by Elvis. Everybody looked good. This looked like the team that we've seen before. And I understand Boston's not doing super hot. You know, they're only like, what is it? They're like, like tied for third in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Like out of the whole Eastern Conference, they're right in the middle. I mean, I understand they're 8-9-3 right now. So here's why I'm even bringing that up. They fired their coach this morning. Jim Montgomery is no longer the head coach of the Boston Bruins. And currently, Joe Satchel, I don't know how to pronounce your name again. Once again, sorry, bro. He's their interim head coach right now. And that's like, so like, I don't know. Look, I'm not behind the scenes. I know nothing about Boston other than Mason Lohrei and that they have Billy Sweezy on their team as well. That's about the extent of my knowledge. But like looking at their record, like that's rough to get fired after 3 losses in a row. One of those losses was an overtime loss. It's not like he lost 6 in a row. You know, I'm not dogging on Everson by that. It's the road games. Like, what are you gonna do? But it, like, my point being is 8-9-3.
So basically 8-12.
Right. That's fair though too. Yeah, basically 8-12. You're only getting 1 point for each of those. And when you look at it that way, it kind of is like, it is worse. And yeah, out of their last 5 games, they lost 4 of them. So
This is
Sia Montgomery.
this is the one time I think it would be good to have Ryan on, because then we could get
Oh, I
his
know, right?
perspective from a Bruins fan perspective. I don't necessarily get it. The Bruins have been good under him. They 65, what was it, like 130 something point season and 65 win season. I know they kind of pooped their
Right.
pants there in the playoffs, but they've basically been good as long as he's been there. Playoffs and all that other stuff. And
Mhm.
Aaron Portzline put this on his Twitter page today that, like, since he got hired in 2022, the Bruins are like number one in like wins. So
This was his third season. So last year, 47 wins, 20 losses. All right. 15 overtime losses. Second in the division. 2022, when he came in, 65 wins, 12 losses. 12. And they're just like, hey, there's no coming back from this. See ya. Even though they like don't have the personnel to even do much better. Like who's gonna do better with what they got? Like, not
Right.
even trying to dog on your
Well,
Bruins fans. It's just
I don't know. Again, not a Bruins fan, but for outsider perspective, I'm just thinking, what kind of message is this sending that this guy's basically giving you some of your best seasons you've had recently, and you say, "Oh no, bye." Like what? Like who's going to want to coach there if that's what you're truly doing? But that's besides the point. But the game itself, it was pretty damn good from a Blue Jackets perspective because they won 5-1. They played pretty good. That was an 8 out of 10 game for me because, they played a good third period. They get 3 goals. Awesome. I'm going to show 2 of them, the Matthew Olivier goal, which was awesome. And the Yegor Chinikov goal, I like that one too. The shorthanded goal that Justin Danforth scored, I like that one. I liked all the goals, but I really liked the Justin Danforth one because Cole Sillinger set that one up so perfectly because he has the puck and he's skating, and he makes it look like he's going to shoot it. And then then the goalie for Boston, Swayman, he's set up to take the shot. And then at the last moment, Cole Sillinger passes it over to Justin Danforth, and he shoots and scores wide open net because he just set up that so perfectly. I like that. Second period, that was just a no. You played terrible there. You gave up a goal. Too many penalties. You can't do that. Like the Bruins, I know they're not doing the greatest right now, but they still have good guys like David Pasternak and Brad Marchand. Other guys, too, that you don't want them having the puck, especially in the power play situation. And then in the third period, you played better. You got 2 goals. One from Justin Danforth, the other one from Yegor Chinikov. And Elvis Merzlikins was just awesome. He's just so fun right now, just so fun to watch.
2 wins in a row for him.
2 wins in a row. He's just awesome. He's right now, he's small sample size, but he's really looking like the Elvis Merzlikins from the 2019-2020 season, where he just played awesome and where he went on a heater there from December 9th, 2019 to January 2020, and where he won goalie of the month and just played really good. And that was a big reason why the Blue Jackets made the playoffs that season. He just looked awesome. So overall, 8 out of 10 game for me. You played pretty good minus the second period and the penalties. That's not good. And you gave up a goal, but you scored 5. And Elvis Merzlikins played good. And generally speaking, you played pretty good. So overall, 8 out of 10 game for me. William, you said you watched it, so let's hear from you, your thoughts.
Amazing. Going back to Jim Montgomery a little bit, I'm sticking with I saw this on Instagram actually earlier today. I don't know if you guys follow like the meme win accounts or whatever. They just post all these they post the funniest things in the caption. I'll have to try to find it, but they're saying we're the reason Montgomery quit. Blah, blah, blah. We own Montgomery, and then in the caption it's like, "Please come to Columbus. Please come to Columbus. Please come to Columbus." And I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
That's funny. I mean, I like who we got right now personally, but I get the sentiment.
Mhm.
And I don't think it was specifically Columbus. I think something else must have been going on too. I don't know. Maybe they're looking to get rid of him, and this was just a good excuse. Anyway,
Mhm.
I do find that somewhat humorous, hypothetically. But yeah, any other thoughts on the game?
Nope.
All right, so
Nope.
this is the goal that Matthew Olivier scored, and it's shorthanded. It's awesome, and he kind of skates right in front of the net, does on an odd angle, kind of backhand sort of thing, and it was just awesome. And then there's 4 guys there defensively for the Bruins, and he kind of skated past them and bad defense. But you know what? It's still a good goal from Justin Danforth. I'm sorry, Matthew Olivier. So I'm going to play it.
He just got back on sides, just barely there. Oh, Fantilli did.
He just kind of all right, excuse me here, and just kind of barges his way to
Dude,
the net.
Olivier's burst of speed is really impressive to me. He just, I feel like he goes from standing there to full speed in 2 strides. I mean, he's got to be a strong dude, especially all the fighting he likes to do and whatnot.
All right, so here it is. It just
him and Fantilli were kind of going up the ice, and
like
that was really smart by Fantilli to really get back. Just a little, wow.
Here it is, skates
Right
and
in front
just
of.
yep. Excuse me, just trying to get to my way to the net here. Boom, net, backhand, score.
Why wouldn't you just take the penalty and just hook him or something, straight up? That would suck, but
just here it is. Yep, excuse me, just gonna barge my way through here. All right, I scored.
Poor Swayman, he looked like he had no clue what he should do.
Right.
Of all people, he knows what he should be doing in that situation. He's just fuck. Why are you letting him take this shot?
Well,
it was a great shot. Great move by him too.
You're right. No, that is a good point there. You're swimming, you're what do I do? What do I do? Because I'll pause it so you can see it. Okay, here's Olivier, and then it's just
what kind of positioning is that for the guy with the defender for the Bruins? He goes over behind them. Why don't you come closer to the net and cut off that side pat? There's a wide gap. Fantilli could receive the puck right now and score whatever.
No, so I could see why Swayman's kind of in a tough spot, because if he tries to do something here, whether it be try to stop the shot here or do something, Matthew Olivier could be okay, boom, boom, and then Fantilli could just shoot it right here, and it's in. So he's uh-oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then Olivier just kind of scooches his way through towards the net and just kind of put it in. And honestly, it's not an easy goal for him, because there's not in a tough spot for him, because there's not a lot of space in front of the net, and it's on his backhand, so that makes it extra hard. But credit to Olivier, he finds a way to get it done. There is nothing easy about this. Just okay, here we go, and it's look at, he does not have a lot of space to put that in.
It gets under the stick of Swayman, because Swayman looks like he's trying to bat it right there.
Yeah.
Or around the stick.
Yeah.
Olivier's got such quick hands. I mean, both in fighting and puck handling.
And he's
and I believe this game he was 1 assist away from a Gordie Howe hat trick.
He was. But one more time, I'm going to back it up so you can see it. But, Olivier is just kind of like, all right, yeah. He just kind of like, all right. He's like, yep, excuse me. Just going to barge my way through here. Yep. Oh, okay. I just scored a goal there. Excuse me.
That's fun.
Good goal for Matthew Olivier. Anyways,
yeah.
the
Good
next
game
goal,
from
he's so good. You know, he has just been so fun to watch. I've said that he's mostly been known as a fighter, grind it out kind of a guy, a good penalty kill, third line, fourth line kind of a guy. But he's sneaky good on offense, and he just keeps getting better on offense. He set a record last night for most goals scored in his career with 6. His previous record was 5, and he beat that with this goal, and now it's 6. And that's just awesome. Anyways, this is the goal that Yegor Chinakhov scored, and it's also awesome. And this also was not exactly an easy goal because Marchenko is he's kind of by the boards, and he's going to fall, and he has to get back up, quickly get the puck. And then Monahan kind of falls down, and he has to quickly get back up. He gets the puck, and then he passes it to Chinakhov. And Chinakhov, that's kind of a hard shot for him because it's kind of tight. Guy's kind of right on him, and he's just going to quickly shoot it, and he scores. So anyways, here's the goal right here. So as you'll see, there is nothing easy about this goal. Marchenko has it. He kind of falls down. He has to get the puck. And then Monahan falls down. He has to get up, and then he has to get the puck. You see Chinakhov's right there, and then the guy's kind of like right in front of him. And then he scores. There was nothing easy about this. So, all right. So, you're going to see it. Marchenko has it, and bump. He falls down.
Then the butt bomb.
All right. And then Monahan's going to fall. Oops. And then he's got to get up. All right. He's got it. And he's going to pass it to Chinakhov, but then someone's going to be right in front of Chinakhov. Right. So that's not exactly easy. Guy right in front, and then he's got to quickly shoot it. And then he scores.
Wow. Well, okay, so you see with the positioning that they got the defenders in, you see how they were all like lined up. Like when he scored, there was 3 players directly lined up straight up the ice with a goaltender. They got them messed up because they got off Monahan. He thought, oh well, he's on the ground, so he can't do shit right now.
Right.
Monahan's tough guy. He got up immediately.
Well, look at that. That's not exactly easy on Chinakhov because the dude's right on him.
Yeah. He's so smooth and quick with it too. He knew what he was going to do.
And the way he shot it, I don't know. Like when that happened live, I was like, "Oh, he scored! Awesome!" Because that shot didn't really look like much of a shot. You know, just the way he shoots it. Not like the stereotypical shot that we're used to, where it's just like a quick, like boom, one-timer, where he just blows it by the goalie. This is just like he just gets rid of it, and then no chance. So, but as you see, Monahan falls down. He has to get back up. Guy's right on him, but yet he finds a way to get it off. Scores. I don't know if I'll back it up so you can see it, but just how quickly the puck goes into the net. You see that?
Oh, sorry, I had to mute. I was sneezing.
But look how quickly the puck goes in the net. Just boom. No chance.
I'm sorry, there was like 2 guys like right in the middle lined up, not 3. Well, there's a third one like behind him. And it's just like if the one guy just would have stayed on the back post, they could have blocked that shot probably pretty easily. But
But
It's just reaction. You know your goalkeeper probably has it, but you gotta go for the puck.
look at that. Chinikov barely shoots it, and there's the puck right there. It's already in the net.
And if I don't remember if it was 42 or the other guy, they were crossing right over there. Man, it's some you can play hard all you want, but if you don't play smart, it doesn't matter. A smart brain is just as important as a conditioned body.
Right.
I'm not even trying to dog on whoever that was saying that they're like dumb or anything. Obviously, they're in the NHL. They've got to be good, but still.
William, what you thinking here on this goal here?
What a goal. He's been on fire this year, to say the least. And even though we've been losing some of these games, I've still been seeing him go out there just working as hard as he can, even if they are tired, like we've said before. It's just they're putting in the effort either way. And I can't wait to see how the rest of the year goes.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We got a little bit of other like news and stuff. You got some more stuff that you want to share yet too?
yeah, so I'm not gonna play it, but I'm just gonna put it up on the screen.
Okay.
The
yeah.
The Blue Jackets recently put out a new Behind the Battle. So it's cool. I watched it. You should check it out. Basic summary. It's just over 7 minutes, and it's, a little bit of training camp. It shows a little inside scoop of what Dean Evison talked on the first day of training camp, what Dean Evison said to the players. Paraphrasing it, but basically, nothing is given. You have to earn it, work your ass off, play good, stuff like that. And then it shows clips from, different games that they played, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's good, and you should check it out. So, there's that. We also have, of course, we have the donkeys of the game.
Oh yeah.
So
got some new ones finally too. Damn, that was a dry week last week.
Yes. So first things first, we have the donkey of the game from the game against Pittsburgh. Dmitry Voronkov got this one. So there it is. There's Elvis Merzlikins. He's got the donkey hat, and he's giving it to Dmitry Voronkov.
Yeah, I think I saw someone tweet about how after this game, Chinikov went up and gave Elvis a huge bear hug afterwards.
That was last night.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
What the sound? This has just become a meme. The sound on my computer when sharing videos for whatever reason doesn't work. So, it is what it is. So, don't come after me for that.
It's all right. Well, less likely to get copyright claims then.
Well, that's true.
Blue Jackets have been great so far that we haven't had to deal with anything like that. But
yeah, so there's that. Anyways, so that's the first donkey of the game. The second donkey of the game goes to Matthew Olivier, who played an awesome game last night. So we'll back this up.
And I wish you could hear this one because I love Dmitry Voronkov when he speaks. Like his English has improved like a little bit, but he still doesn't really just like it doesn't matter.
No.
To him. He's here for hockey, so I can't blame him,
It's very, he doesn't speak a lot of English, but when he does, it's very simple and straightforward.
It's very direct.
Very direct. It's like, all right, good job, boys. Good game.
That's all you need.
good. All right, boys, good job, good game, and Ollie, or something like that. Yegor Chinakhov spoke in a very similar style when he was first with the Blue Jackets and didn't know a lot of English. It was in that similar style, a very simple, straightforward, direct. Where when he first won the Cappy, he in his limited English, he said, "Good job, good work, good game, good goal, next." It's like, all right, yeah. And you know what? The Blue Jackets turned that into a shirt, and people had fun with that.
Yeah.
And I have that shirt, and it was cool. And then when he won it again, he said, all right, good game today, Elvis. And then he gave the Cappy to, Elvis. So, like, that's the thing I do like about that is that, they don't, they at that point in time, Chinakhov didn't speak a lot of English. He does now, but just like Voronkov, when he did, it was very simple and straightforward. And I like that. I like that. And in the video where Voronkov gets the donkey, even they kind of yell at him like English. Try to get him to speak English. So that's cool. So that's that. So your two donkey winners are Dmitry Voronkov and Elvis Merzlikins. But Kent Johnson,
Hell
he's
yeah.
probably going to be back.
Cannot wait. I've been so hot on Kent Johnson this season, and him getting injured, I was like, oh dear God, please do not let it be serious. Like, for real. I just this kid has only improved this entire year. And, of course, he's young. Everyone's got some things to work on here and there. But, in the last few seasons, he's a very young guy, and young guys just aren't quite as bigger yet as some of the older guys. He gained some weight. That was huge. It helped him out a lot. He's not getting pushed off the puck. He's holding his own. And so far this year, he's still, even after missing all these games, he's still tied for 13th in points. He's got 4 goals. I'm sorry. He's got 2 goals, 3 assists in 4 games. So if we're going off those stats, he would be projected to score 40 goals. I joke. Okay. But seriously, he's growing into himself, and I can't wait to see him back on the ice. He was seen practicing today, and also David Yurchek was seen practicing today. They were both healthy scratches for last night, I believe.
So, and that's the thing is Kent Johnson, the last 2 years, he was told put on weight because, like Hefty Duck said, is he's shown he can be a good player, but that doesn't really mean anything if you get pushed off the puck because you can't handle the hits because weight-wise you're too small.
Or unless, well, he's a bigger dude. He's not like a small stature like how Johnny Gaudreau was. And Johnny Gaudreau, like, he never picked up a hit. He was like a little otter, just away from everything. I don't know how it's amazing what he did, but
yeah.
Hard.
So that's what was happening to him. He was just getting pushed off the puck because, like, in terms of height, he's a bigger dude, but weight-wise, he was kind of small, and it's not good. You can't have that. So they put on weight. Before last season, he came into training camp and he put on 10 pounds. He did what was asked of him, put on weight, and he looked better because of that. This year, before this past off season, he's told put on more weight, and he does that. He's come in and he weighs more, and that has played a role in why he's looked good. I know 4 games, it's a small sample size, but he looked damn good there. He just did. And if you just keep that going, it's just going to be awesome. On the flip side of that, I wish I didn't have to say this, but I have to, is that David Juracek, like Ken Johnson, was told to fix something twice. And unlike Ken Johnson, David Juracek did not do that. What was David Juracek asked to fix? His skating twice. He has not done that. And you can see it. It's an issue. I said this on the show last week, and I'll say it again. David Juracek, he's shown that he can be a good player. He's shown it with the Blue Jackets. He's shown it with the Monsters. He really came on strong the second half of the season for the Monsters and was really good in the playoffs. He was a big reason why they made it to the conference finals. He was just that good. But you can have all the talent in the world, which he does. He's shown he can be good defensively. He is really good on offense. He has a booming slap shot. He's big. Shown he can have physicality to his game. Heck, last night, he had a really good defensive play. Used his big body to stop a chance. Pulled out, used his size to get into a spot, pulled out his stick, poked it, and got it out. Good defensive play. So it's there. But he just hasn't been able to put it all together on a consistent basis.
Yeah. I'm getting worried that he's just not getting any playing time, too. I mean, obviously he's at practices, and he's at practices with NHL players doing NHL practice under Dean Evanston, an NHL coach. So that's huge. But does he just need to play some more, too?
Yeah. Another thing to consider here is that for the most part, this season, he has not looked good when given the chance with the Blue Jackets. And I said this on the show last week, but they got rid of Andrew Peeke. The Blue Jackets got rid of Andrew Peeke, Adam Boquist, Nick Blankenburg. That's three guys that had a spot on the Blue Jackets. Now gone. That opened up a wide open spot for David Juracek to take it. He did take it, but it hasn't gone well. And I saw this stat on Twitter last night. When he was on the ice, the Blue Jackets were getting outshot. I'm paraphrasing it, but something like the Blue Jackets were getting outshot 17-1 when he was on the ice. That is, ugh. And this was probably one of his biggest chances to date to show us what you got. Other than that one good defensive play, nothing. And it's just not good. And I certainly hope that we are not in a spot that the Blue Jackets have to move on from him because he just doesn't get it. I certainly hope this is not like one of those guys where he's shown he can be good and he has all the talent in the world, but either he just doesn't know how to put it together or he's not motivated, because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, and it's not good.
I can imagine he's very motivated. I can just imagine that. I mean, I haven't spoke with him directly, but I've been around him a little bit, and just the way he carries himself and everything, he seems like the kind of guy who is putting the work in, but the results just aren't quite there yet. And everyone develops a little differently. Like maybe he does just need a little more time. I mean, when you look at it, he's only 20 years old. So
right. And I know that, again, last season it wasn't exactly handled perfectly with him. And I know, whether this is the case or not, I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly there's a rumor going around that he doesn't want to go back down to Cleveland. And again, I don't know.
Well, who would? I mean,
right? Yes, I know.
It's fine to do that, but
it's fine to do that. But if that's
once you're in the
true,
NHL, you want to stay in the NHL.
Yeah, you want to stay in the NHL. But given your current circumstance, it might actually be better suited for you. Go play down in Cleveland. You'll get first line, second line minutes. You'll get power play. You'll get penalty kill. You'll get put in all sorts of situations like you've done before. You've played good with the Monsters, and you can do it again Go cook for just a bit longer.
Well,
And then
there's some
come up, and then you'll be ready. And you'll get to play with Denton Matejchuk, a guy who's just absolutely cooking it and just doing awesome down there.
someone who could maybe see a shot at the NHL instead or something like that,
Right.
you know? And because there's other defenders down there too. You got Corson Kulemans, you got Samuel Nasco, old Julian Georgievic Holm, Stanislaus Svozil, and Cole Clayton. I mean, they're all people who could, if injuries occur or if trades need to happen, send downs, whatever, that could come up and possibly fill in and do just as good of a job right now. And that's unfortunate, but we're getting kind of closer to the end here, Kev. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
Let's see. Yeah. Yes, here it is right here to further back up what I saw, which is that which is
Also, Yurchek is waivers exempt still. Just, throw that out there.
right. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. I'm going to put this up on the screen that further backs this up.
Also, anyone out there who's watching the Cavs game and the Celtics, isn't that floor freaking hideous? Who would do that?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But hey, shout out to the Cavs. They're on the heater here. They've won 15 in a row to start off the season.
Like, what is going on? Like hell yeah, dude. I cannot. I'm not even that big of a basketball fan, but like, damn, it's cool to see.
I do. Hey, go Cavs. You're doing good. Keep going. And I just like it when Ohio sports teams do good. It's awesome. Keep going. Anyways, so on the screen, what I was talking about, Yurchek. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see it. So, last night, when given a chance to play, Yurchek out when he was on the ice. The Blue Jackets are getting out attempted basically 17-1. Could not skate. Bad decisions. Again, he's young, a lot of room to grow. But for people out there saying, "No, play David Yurchek," there's a reason why, as of now, he's not playing a lot because of stuff like this. And he absolutely can get better, and maybe just playing in Cleveland would help out more. Just maybe. Anyways.
Maybe like light a little bit fire under his ass too, and to like get back up here. Like, dude, go down there, prove that you are too good. Dominate, prove you're too good, make them bring you back up. And we'll see. Maybe he'll pull it out by practicing with them this season. Maybe he'll be fine in the midway point. Who knows?
And I said this on the show last week, and I'll say it again, but Oliver Bjorkstrand, he started out the season with the Blue Jackets 2016, 2017. He just didn't look good. It's just objectively true. He got sent back to Cleveland, played for a bit, and then towards, the end of the season, he came back and was awesome, and he never went back down to Cleveland. Pierre-Luc Dubois got sent back to junior for one more year, and then after that, he never got sent back. It happens time and time again. I do think that a lot of these guys, like a Connor McDavid, a Austin Matthews, Connor Bedard, and Adam Fantilli types, these guys that are good and just make it right out of the draft, has distorted some people's views on draft picks. And if they're not here right away and not playing like 20, 30 minutes a night, what are you doing? And like, you suck and you're ruining their development or some other nonsense, basically. which isn't always the case.
Yeah.
99% of the time, you draft a guy and you're not seeing him for at least 2-3 years. That's just how it goes. Those guys are the minority in
You know
regard.
that 74%, so that's 3/4 of first round picks go on to become NHL players. In the second round, it's only 34%. So a first round draft pick could be the best player on your team. There's a 25% chance that they might not make it to the NHL at all. You don't know what you're getting yet. They're young kids, and I don't think this is a loss. I'm not saying that at all. I think David Yurchek definitely has the potential to step up and do what he needs to do. It's just you got to think about these things from a objective point of view. Sometimes, like there's a lot of nuance that could be subjective, but like stats are stats, play is play. Feelings just don't matter at this point.
So I saw this on Twitter. So Jeff Savoto tweeted this. The last time the Blue Jackets had 2 shorthanded goals in a game was New Year's Eve of 2022 against the Blackhawks.
Was I at that game?
Yes, you were.
Yeah. I go to the I was gonna say I like going to the New Year's Eve games a lot because I don't really do much, for New Year's anyway.
Yeah.
Sick. That's awesome. 6 in its 25 years of existence.
Yeah.
Wait. Going on 25, whatever.
I thought that so the NHL posted this video and I thought it was cool, which if you want to see it for the sound and everything, go to the NHL Twitter page. But someone took this. It's basically who scored it? It's a shot from one of the goals that they scored, the Blue Jackets scored, and someone live at the game. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
That was Matthew Olivier scored this goal. That's what it was. Okay, one more time.
Sorry, what, you're looking for a video? Is that what you're doing? I'm a little bit lost.
Oh, hang on a sec.
We are.
Duh. Kevin got to put it up on the screen. There's your meme of the day. I always forget to do that. Anyways. Okay. Here it is. This is someone from the NHL. Someone just pulled out their phone, and it's a video of Matthew Olivier scoring.
Nice. Wait, which game was this? Was this the Penguins?
Game against Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's always so sweet when they beat Pittsburgh at home too. You know that they went into this game with Tristan Jarry, and his career, he was 8-1-1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets, meaning 8 wins, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss. So like the odds were kind of in his favor, and now he's 8-2-1. So
yeah, I'm gonna go on another little mini rant here, and then I'll stop.
Don't forget the time.
I'd stop after this. But time and time again, you have these people that say that they like the Blue Jackets, but the moment they play Pittsburgh, all of a sudden they're Pittsburgh fans. They're wearing Pittsburgh stuff, and then the next home game against the Blue Jackets, they're back to wearing Blue Jacket stuff.
Yeah,
I just question that. That's just me personally. I
know
know
where you're coming from.
Yeah, I know some people, they don't think it's as big of a deal, and that's okay. But I question that. Are you really for the Blue Jackets if you wear their stuff, but the moment they play Pittsburgh, you're wearing Pittsburgh stuff. Like, come on now. Like,
I get what you're saying.
come on.
Unfortunately, that without Red Wings and Pittsburgh fans, the Blue Jackets might not have had many fans to start with. And I look at like Utah, and probably a lot of Yotes fans are Utah fans at this point. I mean, I don't know. I'd be pissed at the whole franchise if I lived in Arizona, but and then the Kraken too. Like a lot of their fans might have been Vancouver or some other fan or something. I get it. But you're right. Like, I mean, you're at the home game of the team. Like, if you go to Pittsburgh and wear that, I'm not going to give two shits.
Yeah.
But you're filling the home arena with yellow and gold. It makes me want to vomit. Ugh. Yellow and gold, yellow and black, whatever. You know what I meant. I was thinking about puking, so I didn't get my words straight there.
So, just my opinion here. I know some people aren't going to like it, and that's okay. But my opinion, I think you need to knock it off with that shit. Like, if you're with the Blue Jackets 99% of the time, I think you can do 100, and not go cheer for Pittsburgh when they play Pittsburgh, and then go back to the Blue Jackets when the next home game when they're not playing Pittsburgh. But that's just me, That's besides the point. So, I'll just get to my stuff and then we can get out of here and,
All right.
other stuff. So, you should totally like and share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. So please do that. As always, got to give a shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc, who was a big hockey fan. He liked the Blackhawks, but I got him to like the Blue Jackets just because of me. So thank you for that. And big hockey fan. Blackhawks, Blue Jackets, and big Union Blue Soldier supporter, and fun to talk hockey with, and forever will be missed. I wish you were still here, but you're not. So thank you for everything, Doc, and I'm always going to talk about you on the show. Got to keep your memory alive. So thank you for everything, Doc, and I wish you were still here. You should totally check out Union Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed group that I run. Obviously, we do the march to cheer on the Blue Jackets. That's fun. And we do a bunch of other stuff too. So check out Union Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed group. Go check it out. It's it's a lot of fun. Just for
my scarf.
That's right. Hefty Duck's got his scarf right there too. He's got his scarf right there on the chair. So,
So
this is the march.
You see.
Yeah, it's right there. This is the march that we do. Here it is.
Let's go Jackets! 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 Let's go Jackets!
So, you should check out Union Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed group that I run. We do stuff like the marches and so much more. Go check it out. Follow us on social media and check out Union Blue Soldiers. All right. I'm done talking. I'm out.
Word. Hey, William. You got anything you'd like to add real quick or shout out or whatever? I believe FHL's back in action.
FHL is back in action. Go claim a team. Go reach out to Young Beezer Bjork Swag for a team. You guys know where to find me, that one CBJ fan.
If you message the podcast, we'll direct you to the right spot too.
Yeah. It's everywhere. And then also, like, or I was going to say FHL again, but we already did that. Also, I didn't show a photo of it, so I'm going to say it anyway. Coop!
Oh, yeah, Cooper.
Yeah, add that one back. That's funny. Oh yeah. Well, I just like to thank everyone for being here again tonight. All of our viewers on Twitter. I mean, big props to you. You're our viewer base. And if you go follow our YouTube, I think we might still be at 99 subscribers. No, we got 100. Or we go down to 98. Okay. We finally got the 100. All right, sweet. So next stop 200. We also are looking we need like more likes on Facebook so we can stream there too or whatever. But none of you, I mean, are obviously watching us from Facebook, so I don't know. If you got it, go like us there. But otherwise, another last shout out to our audio listeners. Y'all have been great. We had some crazy audio numbers this last few weeks. I don't know what happened, but you guys are knocking my freaking socks off. So, yeah, we'll be back here same time, same day next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. And we'll have a few more games to talk about and hopefully some more fun stuff then. But so long, everybody. We'll see you then. And I really